Wow, that was sweaty. Cheeky little start to the day based on, I think 10 rounds of getting hot and sweaty on the old bike. 10 3-minute rounds, only 30 minutes. Getting hot and sweaty on the bike, and then I was doing 15 thrusters and my old favourite 15 American kettlebell swings. Chosen something that was really kind of hard work for me and would get me hot and sweaty and into this desired state. So I was thinking, yesterday I was driving and going through loads of lovely little villages all set up for VE Day. They're bunting out, and it was just really lovely, actually, a beautiful day. And 11 o'clock came, so I pulled over to be respectful and grateful. Probably something I wouldn't have done so much of or focused on if we hadn't been in Coronasville. So I pulled over for 2 minutes to be respectful and grateful for the end of the 6-year war. That's quite incredible, for Victory in Europe Day. And as I pulled away from that, I started to think about Corona and things that had changed and what it's made me, or how it's made me think differently. And I thought I'm going to write down all the things that has had an impact, Corona's had an impact with me on. And there's so many, and I just wanted to narrow it down to the top one, which is the value of mine and other people's health and fitness, health and wellness. I always thought it was important, and I kind of knew it was important. Those of you know me, I'd say I was put on this planet to make a difference. I was put on this planet to get people moving. And even now, I appreciate even more the value of health and well-being. It doesn't have to be fitness. I don't care how much you lift or how you train or whether it's pole vaulting or Pilates. I just care that you move. So that's my top one. My top takeaway is the just health and fitness and the value of that. Because without that, you've got nothing, Reality, we will all die. This is it. No one gets out alive. I like that one. No one gets out of here alive. So we're making the most of their health and well-being. But under that, there was so many more, and I'll kind of ramble on about those soon. But under that health and well-being, there was kind of the physical aspect of it and the mental side. And what the changes I've found that I'm able to make by just focusing on learning and putting as much effort into my mental, as in getting this brain muscle working, as I do to the physical side of it. It's been quite incredible. I'm actually injured. I think I've got tennis elbow, not from lifting weights, but from writing so much. What pages and pages of notes. So my plan is I get this stuff and I read it and I learn it and I write it down and I think about it. And it's making a massive difference. But I guess the point is, you work on your physical health, you work on your mental health, not only to make your brain stronger and understand a little bit more and be able to share with people, but it's almost to kind of keep a grip on things. Someone sent me a message the other day and said, "Oh, thanks for the video you posted. You're really motivating." I couldn't do that. I don't have that motivation. And it made me think about my motivation. And I said, I used to think that the language that I was speaking to myself in was such a negative motivation. I didn't know it was negative, but it just had a negative twist on it. So I flipped that around and did that kind of probably about 10 months ago. Flipped away, my motivation changed. I've always been a really kind of motivated person, but I have to be motivated for things that I care about. And I need to give a shit about it. If I'm not interested, I am not there. It's part of a supercharged power. You have to get my attention or it just doesn't happen. So this motivation, and everyone has got it, it's in here. I can't give you the motivation. I can give you some fire in your belly and get you a bit excited when we're kind of hanging out and stuff. But the motivation comes from within you, and it's like your why behind it. I think Simon Sinek, great old book, Something of Why, Power of Why. Can't remember the name. Anthony Robbins calls himself the why guy because he kind of asks why to everything. And once you've got a why, you'll kind of find out all the reasons sort of around it, and it helps you kind of find out how to get there. So big focus: physical health, mental health, the power of motivation, and the why. So my top Corona takeaway is the value that I've placed on my health and well-being. Physical, mental. I'm very visual, so I have to draw it all down. Physical and mental, and from that comes so many different other elements. So what is your top takeaway and learning from Corona? I'd like to know. And also share it with me. Don't seek other people's validation. Don't seek other people's permission. All the motivation and everything you need is kind of in you. You just have to dig deep and find it. And I have to dig deep and find it. I've been to, dark places, and I work hard to use that time or those thoughts or those periods of my life to find a positive motivation from it to explode out and be better. So this ramble is about my top takeaway from Corona: physical, mental health, getting yourself moving. What's the one thing that you would take away and share with anybody to make a difference in their life right now? Have a great day, people. It is Saturday. Enjoy.